History remembers many kings for their power, but few for their pain. 1,000 years ago, in the burning lands of Jerusalem, lived a young king whose body decayed while his spirit burned brighter than ever. He fought not only a mighty warrior named Salahuddin Ayyubi, but his own fate. This is the story of King Baldwin IV, the Leper King, the ruler who hid his face, yet never his courage. Born in 1161, Baldwin IV was the son of King Amalric I of Jerusalem and Queen Agnes of Courtenay. He grew up in the halls of power, a child surrounded by warriors, priests, and scholars. One day, while playing with his friends, Baldwin was scratched on his arm, but he felt nothing. His teacher, William of Tyre, noticed. That small moment changed history. Physicians soon whispered the word everyone feared, leprosy. It was a death sentence, yet Baldwin was calm. He would not let disease decide his destiny. In 1174, when his father died, the kingdom turned to the 13-year-old boy. He was crowned King Baldwin IV of Jerusalem. But already, his body began to betray him. Fingers stiffening, skin turning pale. To hide the marks, he wore silken gloves and later a silver mask. He covered his face not from shame, but to keep his people's hope alive. To them, the king was not sick. He was chosen. Behind that mask stood a brilliant mind. He studied maps, learned battle tactics, and outwitted seasoned generals twice his age. His court whispered, "The boy cannot live long." But Baldwin answered with action. The Muslim world was changing. In Egypt and Syria, a new power was rising, Salahuddin Ayyubi, a commander with unmatched vision. He united the Muslims, preparing to end the Crusader states once and for all. In 1177, word reached Jerusalem. Salahuddin marches toward Ascalon with 26,000 men. The Leper King had barely 500 knights and a few thousand infantry. His advisors begged him to stay behind. But Baldwin said, "If God wills my death, I will die standing, not hiding." He rode out, his hands wrapped in bandages, his body burning with fever. At Montgisard, near Ramla, the two armies clashed. The Christian forces were outnumbered 5-1. Then, a miracle. Baldwin charged at the heart of Salahuddin's line, the true cross held high before him. The Muslim army broke, retreating in shock. Even Salahuddin barely escaped with his life. The victory echoed across Christendom. The Leper King had defeated the Lion of Islam. But there was no hatred between them, only respect. Salahuddin once said, "If the disease had not taken him, no man could have taken Jerusalem from his hand." Baldwin, too, admired his rival's honor. When Salahuddin's sister was taken captive, Baldwin personally arranged for her release. They fought each other, yet both dreamed of justice, not cruelty. In another life, they might have been allies. By 1180, Baldwin's disease worsened. His sight faded, his limbs turned numb, but his mind remained sharp. He began to rule through regents, making alliances to protect the kingdom. He married his sister Sibylla to Guy of Lusignan, hoping to secure a loyal heir. But Guy proved ambitious and reckless. As Baldwin weakened, Jerusalem's nobles began to fight over succession. The king, half-blind and carried on a litter, still appeared before his army. Each time his soldiers saw him, covered in linen, they cried and shouted, "Long live the king!" Even dying, he inspired them to stand tall. In 1183, Salahuddin once again invaded the Holy Land. Baldwin was too ill to mount a horse, yet he commanded from a stretcher, carried between knights. His presence alone frightened enemies and united his men. They believed God still fought with the Leper King. Finally, in 1185, Baldwin knew his time had come. He crowned his young nephew Baldwin IV as co-ruler and made peace with Salahuddin to secure his people's safety. That winter, the silver mask was laid aside forever. He died quietly in Jerusalem, at only 24 years old. The bells of the holy city tolled for the boy who ruled like a lion. After his death, the fragile peace collapsed. His sister's husband, Guy of Lusignan, seized the throne. His arrogance shattered the unity Baldwin had built. When Guy broke the truce and attacked Muslim caravans, Salahuddin responded. With the great campaign of 1187 that ended at Hattin, and the liberation of Jerusalem itself, Baldwin had held the storm back as long as he could. When he was gone, the walls fell. Baldwin IV was more than a crusader. He was a symbol of will, a reminder that greatness can live inside broken flesh. He fought an unbeatable enemy and an incurable disease, and for nearly a decade, he won both. Even Salahuddin Ayyubi honored his courage. In history's pages, their names stand side by side. Two leaders, two faiths, one respect. He hid his face from the world, the chroniclers wrote, but not his light.